So the sun is our confidence. It's our self-esteem, our radiance. Hey, how are you? It's our sense of importance. I'm somebody. I got this extra energy. Notice me, I'm shining. To get applause. Hey, mom, look at me. Hey, mom, look at me. Hi, honey, wasn't I the best for you? We want to feel good about who we are. We want to feel good because we've been satisfied. We want to feel good about how we're thinking. We want to feel we're living okay. And if we feel confident, boy, it becomes easy to put energy out. But confidence is it's a powerful thing, but sometimes it's like a swell and it swells up and it's there for a number of years. But often confidence is a very fluctuating thing across the hours of a day. Confident, we get confident somebody heard me. We get confidence in many personal ways. The inner things come and embellish it and it shines out on us. But when someone's shining, someone's confident, it just shows, has a magic to it. And that confidence everyone needs. We come out of our past, our family, our mother, and we develop mental attitudes. We have mental attitudes of Venus, and we grow up and we hopefully come to our need for confidence. Or we have the lack of it. This is our sun sign. And as we get confidence, we can get up our own world rather than just staying in the family. We can become our own person, our own world, do things, expand things, have adventures, understand, accomplish things. You know, and it can be our own thing. It's not always based on family. So the sun is where you're going in the future and your sense of confidence and purpose of what you're going to go towards. The moon is where you're coming from. Many people who have big, difficult pasts, it becomes a complex that empowers them. I got to get away from that, so I'm going to have to fight that. And to get my confidence, I have to get out of here. Some people get their confidence being at home and they're afraid of going anywhere else. Why bother if you're already confident? So confidence is a very powerful factor. It's your heart and soul in a way, and how much you're radiating from it. It burns out the worries, the shadows. If you have the sun in one hand, it's like a big medicine ball. You could have the sun in one hand, it's a big medicine ball. You could take all the other planets and just close your hand around it. And once you got it closed around it, that's the planet. So the sun's the most important thing. Your heart, your ability to radiate and to have confidence is the most important factor. When your confidence is gone, why does it go? Outer challenges or failures have an inner value and a judgment. We make assessment of whether we're good or not, and the outside affects the inside, and then the inside affects the outside, affects how we're going out. Which is why after a big breakup or a letdown, it's hard to get your confidence. It takes time to build up that confidence again. So the inner things come in and affect. We've talked pretty much about that, how your lifestyle can affect your confidence. Your mother, your family, the past can affect your confidence with its aspects. The Mercury, the way you think, can affect your confidence. What you like or don't like affects your confidence. These are our inner things that affect the confidence. Stressful, not stressful. But once we have confidence or lack it, we're going to put our energy out Mars. Well, if we don't have confidence and we try and do things, we're going to run into opposition. We're going to run into fights. And we're going to be on the losing end of it. We're not going to get the jobs. We're not going to do the things we want. We didn't put enough confidence into it. So how much inner confidence you have, inner depth you have, builds up to the sun. And once you have the confidence, wow, then it's not so hard to try things and do things, to play a game, to get a job, to start a relationship, to have adventures, to go after what you want to do, desire to do, Mars. But if your confidence is down, boy, you try and do things, you don't have the energy to do it, don't believe enough in yourself to do it. So looking at someone's confidence, there's always inner work to be done to improve our quality of our life, the way we think, the way we live, to build up better confidence. That's totally, eternally healing thing, daily. It's a yoga. But when we put energy out, how well we do it, which doesn't seem fair if we get rejections, if we don't succeed, if we fail, if we're weak, all of these things, that's Mars. And to be strong, that's the law of the strong. If you're born handicapped and not fair, you're still going to have to get yourself together enough to use your energy to get the momentum that you can in context to you. You know, but if you're run into bullies, if you're not strong, you're born with a fragile metabolism. You have health issues, you have moon problems, you have to fix those things before you have to be more selective about what you're doing. Running into bullies, running into bosses, competing for jobs, all of these Mars issues. What we're going to do for someone to satisfy them. for a relationship, trying to take the first move or not. Depends whether you feel okay or not. So this is, but the sun is your confidence. Mars, if you have Mars conjunct the sun, you're going to push, you're going to be aggressive, you're going to be competitive, you're going to be making things happen. You're going to be, you'll take the first move almost all the time. You're acting on your confidence. If it's not confidence, you'll be angry about your lack of confidence. That anger ties you into acting out or pride or acting things out that can go wrong, or we learn by experience. That's Jupiter. We get humbled by our learning, Saturn. And that affects, that's the outer confidence. So we have the inner planets working on the inner confidence, the outer planets, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, measuring our outer confidence. And the stress factors come in and affect this functionality. So the functionality of how strong you are, how much you'll dare, will you try, will you make the first move, what's your muscle tone, what's your strength? Many times if we're not together, we can make decisions, we want things, we do things without being prepared. You could do anything, but boy, if you understand the need for discipline, you prepare, you work on it. If you want to climb a mountain, you do the discipline, you get the training, you get in shape, and then you climb the mountain. But if you just think, I'm going to climb the mountain, and you don't do the training, you get hurt going up the mountain or coming down. And no one to blame, you didn't do the right work. In a sport, you're competing with other people, and the competition makes you strong. Even with a brother or sister, you're competing, and it's making you strong or not. When you're not strong and you're the victim, you have to understand that's Jupiter, that part, and you can still use you still have the energy to use it. You can become really good in certain things. You can learn how to use that energy properly. The puzzle of Mars, what am I going to do? In whatever situation you are, how to use your energy. And you might be really healthy and physical and be an athlete, and it's hard to conceive of someone who doesn't have that strength and can't go that way. So you set one example of what you did, but other people who had the stronger, the bullying sister or brother, or they had something going on that interfered with them, they had adversity. Well, what doesn't kill you can make you stronger, and they still have many other ways they use their energy. So how to use energy is always a puzzle, and it's totally how you use your Mars. But Mars, the conjunction squares opposition. The stressful aspect from Mars is too forceful, too abrasive. It's using your energy to get to act on your confidence at other people's expense. It hurts people. It speeds up. It forces things. It breaks things. So often you see Mars, you don't see the energy. You see the result of the energy. Cuts, fevers, burns, headaches, arguments. You see that impatience, the rest of the anger, the accidents, the mechanical problems. We see things come at us that don't seem fair, how somebody's fighting with us. And that's Mars showing up. So when it flares up, it's an example of our Mars not going out smoothly, not going out efficiently. It's going out and it's getting adversity. People are competing with it because they're fighting it because it's not necessarily doing good for everybody. You can be strong, you don't have to hurt people. So this point of Mars, the desire to do things, as it affects your confidence, boy, somebody who's arrogant, someone who's a bully, someone who picks on things, someone who uses force to prove things. A lot of people are pushy like that. That's great in competitive business worlds. But it's hard to stay close to someone like that because they're pushy, they're mean. It would seem a little mean or forceful. So someone else might have a battle with meanness, someone might have a battle with temper, someone else might have a battle being accident prone. Other aspects will come in that add to this. But the confidence you're trying to get, you need to have experience. You got to try and stand up. A kid will stand up for the first time. They stand up for a second, they're sitting there and they kind of laugh, they're standing up, they got the confidence. They fall down, they cry. But they had got up once and had the confidence, they're going to do it again. That's life. You try a business that fails, you're still here, you're going to try something else. Once you lick your wounds and you're done your crying, you get up and you try the next thing. So life is cycle. We get into the cycles, we'll see the cycles of how these develop. But the Mars is the energy and the action. With the Sun, there's almost too much confidence or lack of the sense of purpose, and the energy is very competitive and very aggressive. That's high adrenaline. Well, some people want people with high adrenaline. Gets things done. But it doesn't unwind easily. It has an abrasive quality to it. Has stressful factors come in that affect one's confidence. So winning and losing. Someone could have this, and every time they battle, there's always one person that's better than them, and it bugs the heck out of them. But it forces them to get better. but it affects the confidence kicks in like Mars. It's trying to make things happen out there, but it is colored by how you've lived and what's inside. Okay. So that adventurousness, that competitiveness, that courage is a strong way of Sun Mars. People have courage. I'll take that on. I'll tackle that. I'll do that, without necessarily being able to finish things. They'll take things on. So the strength is there, almost abrasively. The challenge is to channel it, and use it. They're not going to. Someone with Sun Mars is not going to be content with a passive job or a passive relationship. Okay. So you'd have to, when you're looking at outer planets, you're looking at what's happening, what's triggering this off to affect this behavior. And sometimes you can find an outer solution, but the inner judgment or reaction to it is the inner planets. And that's where you really heal inwardly an outer dysfunction.